Hey guys, good evening. Welcome back to Positive Vibration 365 Lost Vacation Bible School 2022. I am your instructor, Robden. Welcome to this session called Draw Something. Yeah, so we're going to be using technology to draw something. All right, so without any further ado, you should have by now received an email from our control persons. And once you have done that, you're going to go to your email, locate the email, and download the files because you're going to need those files to do what we are about to do. All right. So that once you have done that and you have located them, it is time for us to get going. All right, so next thing you'll need to do is go to a new tab and type Pixlr, so it's Pixlr space E, and that stands for photo editing, Pixlr E, free image editing tool. That's what we're going to be using. All right, so you click on the link, and once you have done that, you're going to know start by editing the file. What we're going to be creating today, we're going to be creating a picture, an image of a bulb. We're going to put some water in it. We're going to put some splash in it. And we're also going to put two golden fish in it. That's what we intend to do today. So if you come with me, I'm going to walk you through this quick process. Okay. First thing you need to do is to click on this that says open image. You're going to locate the files that you need at this time. And so I am going to go ahead and locate all the files that are necessary. All right, so once you have done this, you're going to go ahead and add your bulb. So this is my bulb here. I'm going to click on bulb. The next thing I'm going to do is to use my spot healing tool. Spot healing tool is right here on the left hand side. I'm going to click on this. And then I'm going to remove this inner part of the bulb. Okay. You want to remove as much, so what you need to be doing is clicking on the areas you're trying to remove. And great. Once you've done this, what you're going to now do, this is now going to be your background. So the next thing you want to do is to create a copy of this, and you're going to name it a bulb. Now, naturally, this should be on your right hand side. Your layers panel should be on your right hand side, but if it's not there, go to view and click on layers panel, and you will see it appear here. Next thing we're going to do now is to make a copy of this, and we're going to rename it as bulb. So if you click on this tab here, you notice you get a copy of it. Now what you're going to do now is to right click on it, and you're going to name it as the bulb. This is our bulb right here. Great. The next thing we're going to do now is to try and add our water. We want to add the water into our bulb space. To do this, we're going to go to File, and we're going to click on Open Image, and we're going to get the water. Once the water comes in, it's going to be on another tab, but we need it to be on the bulb tab. So what we need to do is we're going to use this tool right here called the marquee select. So I'm going to click on that, and we're going to cut out the area of water that we need. Then we're going to go to edit, and we're going to click copy. Then we go to this tab, back to bulb, and we're going to click on it. And what we're going to do is to click edit and paste. Notice that you have a new layer here. Make sure it's in this order, background bulb. Right? We're going to rename this as our water. And I'm going to change the blending mode to perhaps multiple. And then close this. Now, what we want to do is that we want the bulb to appear as though it has water. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to layer and we're going to add mask. It's going to disappear. Make sure that when you're adding mask that you're actually on the layer tab. It is highlighted, or another way to look at it is that it's at the top. Now what you're going to do is to click on the draw tool here and ensure that it is on the mode that says add to mask. What you're going to do now is to use your mouse to try and draw in the water. Now mark it, guys. This might take you some time as you're using a mouse to do this. So it might not be as neat as you would, but the idea is to try and get it as neat as possible. And of course, you can go here and increase your brush so that it can help with the time. And you can choose another opacity if you prefer. Then you choose another size. I think I'm going to go in the 50 instead. So this is like painting. You want it to be done as smoothly and as quickly as possible. Okay, now you can zoom in your screen by using the mouse if you have a mouse, or you can use Control plus. And then what you want to do is to try and make sure that this is as neat as possible. And you can do the work you're trying to do on it. All right. Now, if you want to erase some parts of it, you go to this option that says select remove from mask. And once you're doing remove, instead of being blue, it's going to be pink. Notice that. And then any area of it that you think you might need to remove, you can go ahead and do that. You can also change the size of your brush. Make sure that it is being done properly. So notice it's doing. All right. Good. Okay. So as soon as you get it to resemble the bulb that you are trying to do, it's time to move on. So that's wonderful. So notice that that is all right. So now I have my mask and I've put in the water. What I'm going to do now is to go ahead and add my fish into it. So to do this, I'm going to click on File and just select Open, and then I am going to go for my fish. All right. Now, I'm going to use what is called our lasso tool, which is right here, lasso select, and I'm going to cut out these two fish. There you go. And then once I've done that, we're going to go ahead and click the copy, and then go back to our bulb, and we're going to click on edit and paste. We can also rename here instead of clipboard with fish. Notice we are using the layers. And then what we're going to do now is to go to edit, click free transform. What this does is allow us to fit it inside of the bulb so that it looks nice. So you can adjust, fit it in there, and you can also move it at an angle so that it looks real. All right, good. Once you have done this, I'm gonna go ahead and save this. Now, we can make a copy of this and turn down the opacity so that's a bit lighter. So again, we go to fish and we select the duplicate there, and then we go to the original one instead of the copy, and we're going to turn down the opacity on there. If we go here, we're going to change it to 75%. And then what we're going to do is go to the one at the top, the copy, and then we're going to merge it. So right click and select merge down. So now it becomes one file. You can go ahead and rename this back to fish. Okay. Once you have done this, you can again go ahead and add mask. You could have added a mask to it and paint in the fish, or you could let it remain. I'm going to choose to let mine remain, and then I'm going to go ahead now and add the splash to it. To add the splash, I go to File, and then I'm going to select Open Image, and I'm going to look for the splash. So this is my splash. So again, I can use my lasso tool, and I'm going to cut out part of the water that I am interested in. Once I've done that, I'm going to select Edit, select Copy, go back to the bulb, and this time I'm going to go ahead and paste it. All right. Once I have done this, again, the drill, I'm going to save this as splash. Okay. And once I've already completed the splash, I use my free transform, so edit free transform, and I am going to adjust this thing here and adjust it there. I can also turn it at an angle so that it gives the impression of water. From there, I'm going to right click on here on the splash, and I'm going to change the blending mode to overlay. So it looks like it's actually gone in. That's what it's going to look like when it's perfectly done. But I'm going to add a mask to it. So if I go back to the layer and add mask, and the same drill, this time around, I want to make it a bit bigger so that the process can speed up. And again, I'm going to make sure that you're on add mask. All right. So whenever it's on add mask, it's going to be. So what we're doing is painting in, giving the impression that we have water. Look at that splash right there. Okay. And again, this might take a little time. You're trying to make sure it's properly done. Okay. Okay. So, all right, so this is what your finished project should look like for the first activity. All right, so it has in, so it's a combination of activities. We have our background, our bulb,